So you got your blue belt. But let's be honest, you've probably figured out two things pretty fast. Every white belt is suddenly coming at you like you're a world champion, and the purple belts now feel like they're playing a completely different sport. That new belt can feel less like a reward and more like a target on your back. And this leads directly to the blue belt blues, that feeling of stagnation, of being totally overwhelmed and not getting any better. The journey to blue belt is pure survival. You're learning how to breathe and not panic. But the blue belt journey, that's where you stop surviving and start building. The problem is nobody gives you a map. You get the belt, a handshake, and then you're left to figure it out. That feeling comes from a lack of direction. But what if I told you there's an exact framework that separates the struggling blue belt from the one that everyone in the gym respects? We're not going to talk about just collecting more techniques. We are going to replace that confusion with a clear, actionable framework. Today, we'll break down the 5 essential pillars that transform a blue belt from a target into a threat and build the complete blueprint for what it actually takes to become an unstoppable BJJ blue belt. The defensive fortress, the art of being unsubmittable. The first and most important pillar is a rock-solid defense. This is your foundation. Your defense that worked against white belts is now paper-thin against upper belts. Your goal has to shift from don't get submitted to be impossible to hold down. At its core, survival in jiu-jitsu boils down to 2 things: creating space and protecting your neck and limbs. A white belt does this with panicked energy. A blue belt needs to do it with calm, efficient technique. You have to become a master of frames. Your arms and legs are levers. When someone is crushing you in side control, it's not about bench pressing them. It's about getting your bone structure, not your muscle, to carry their weight. This buys you time and creates the space you need to escape. The engine for all of that is consistent movement, specifically shrimping and bridging. A bridge isn't just lifting your hips, it's an explosion to disrupt their base. In that split second, you follow with a shrimp to make space and get a knee inside. An unstoppable blue belt has at least 2 high-percentage escapes from every major bad position: mount, side control, and back control. These need to be drilled until they are second nature. From mount, you need a reliable UPA for when their weight is high and an elbow escape for when they're low. From side control, you need to know how to frame and shrimp back to guard, and you need an option to get to your knees. From back control, your priority is hand fighting. Get obsessed with protecting your neck, peeling their hands, and getting your back to the mat. Building this isn't the fun stuff, but your defense is what gives you the freedom to experiment. When you're not afraid of bad positions, you build real confidence not from the submissions you get, but from the ones you deny. The offensive catalyst, forging your personal game. Once your defense is solid, you can turn to the second pillar, forging your personal game. The problem many blue belts have is technique collection. You know dozens of moves, but in a live roll, you freeze. The solution is not to learn more techniques. It is to learn fewer, but better. This is where you craft your A game. Your A game is your go-to sequence tailored to your body type and personality. It's a reliable chain of techniques you know inside and out. It consists of 3 parts: 1 guard you love, 1 or 2 passes you can rely on, and 1 or 2 submission chains that link together. First, pick a guard: closed guard, half guard, de la riva. It doesn't matter what it is, only that you commit to it. For the next 6 months, this is your guard. Learn 2 high-percentage sweeps from it and drill them relentlessly. Start every roll trying to get there. Next, you need a guard pass. Pick 1 pass, like the knee slice, and master it. Drill it until you can do it in your sleep. By focusing on 1 pass, you'll learn the core concepts of passing: head position, pressure, controlling the hips, far better than if you were dabbling in 10 different passes. Finally, Pick a submission chain where one attack leads to another. The classic example is the armbar triangle omoplata chain from the guard. You attack the armbar, they defend, and their reaction exposes them to the triangle. By linking moves, you present dilemmas. Your opponent isn't just defending one submission, they're navigating a web of threats. Building your A-game creates intention. It gives you direction and purpose, transforming you from a reactive player into a proactive, dangerous opponent. All right, we've covered the first two pillars, building a defensive fortress and forging your personal offense. Now, I want to hear from you. What has been the single biggest struggle for you on your blue belt journey? Let me know in the comments. Reading through the community's experiences is one of the best ways for all of us to learn. And if you're finding this blueprint valuable, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Now let's get back to the framework. The strategic mind, the positional general. A strong defense and a sharp A-game are critical tools, but the third pillar, the strategic mind, tells you when and why to use them. This is the leap from technician to strategist. The problem for many blue belts is a chaotic, move-to-move approach. They get a position and immediately hunt for a submission, only to lose the position entirely. The unstoppable blue belt understands a core principle: position before submission. Jiu-jitsu is a game of controlling territory, and there is a clear hierarchy. At the bottom, the worst spots, being under mount, back control, or side control. Your only goal is to escape to a neutral position, neutral territory, the guard. From here, your objective is to sweep or submit. On top, your goal is to pass the guard and climb the hierarchy into a dominant pin like side control, mount, or the back. It is only from the top of this hierarchy that you should be aggressively hunting for submissions. Internalizing position before submission changes everything. Instead of thinking, "What move do I do?" you start asking, "How can I improve my position?" Once you pass and secure side control, your first job isn't to attack, it's to stabilize, settle in, apply pressure, and make them miserable. Once they are controlled and start making mistakes, then you advance or attack. Developing this mind also means thinking in sequences, like chess. You are not just reacting, you are provoking reactions that lead them into your traps. A great way to develop this is to mentally rehearse. By thinking through scenarios, you build a decision tree that makes you quicker and more intelligent in a live role. The control master, the art of being heavy. This brings us to the fourth pillar, becoming a master of control. It doesn't matter if you have the best pass in the world if you can't hold your opponent down afterward. A huge frustration for blue belts is finally getting to a dominant position, only to have the opponent escape in seconds. The solution is to shift from getting to a position to owning the position. Mastering control is about understanding weight distribution and pressure, the art of being heavy. Being heavy has less to do with your actual weight and more with where you apply it. Inside control, a beginner just lies on top. A control master drives pressure from their toes through their shoulder into the opponent's jaw, keeping their hips low and active. They understand that control of the head and hips is control of the body. Your goal in a dominant position is to maintain constant connection and eliminate space. A fantastic drill for this is positional sparring with one rule: no submissions. Start in side control or mount. Your only goal is to stay there for 3 minutes. This forces you to focus only on the mechanics of control. This is how you develop a suffocating top game that feels like a python tightening its grip. The resilient engine, forging mental and physical toughness. Technique alone isn't enough. The fifth pillar is forging the mental and physical toughness required to persevere. BJJ is intensely demanding, and frustration is a part of the journey. To be unstoppable, you must build the resilience to push through tough training sessions and handle setbacks. First, enhance your conditioning. Build functional strength and endurance with supplementary exercises. This isn't about becoming a bodybuilder. It's about having the gas tank to stay relentless in the final minutes of a hard roll. Second, practice mindfulness and controlled breathing to stay calm under pressure. When you're in a bad spot, panic is the enemy. Learning to stay composed allows your technical mind to work and find solutions. This emotional control is what separates a seasoned blue belt from a frantic one. Finally, prioritize recovery. Proper rest, nutrition, and mobility work are not optional. They are essential for avoiding burnout and injury. Pushing through mental barriers is key, but so is listening to your body. True toughness isn't just about enduring pain, it's about training smart so you can show up consistently. The journey to blue belt is learning the letters of the jiu-jitsu alphabet. The journey of a blue belt is about learning how to form your first powerful sentences. It's a period where the blue belt blues are real, but they are a product of uncertainty, and the cure is a plan. Today we laid out that plan, built on 5 pillars. First, your defensive fortress. Become so good at escaping that you're no longer afraid of bad spots. Second, your offensive catalyst. Develop a personal A-game that gives your jiu-jitsu intent. Third, a strategic mind. Live by position before submission and learn to outthink your opponents. Fourth, become a control master. Learn to be heavy and make your dominant positions inescapable. And finally, build a resilient engine. Forge the mental and physical toughness to be relentless. Embrace this part of the journey. The blue belt years are often the longest for a reason. This is where you discover your own jiu-jitsu. To truly become unstoppable, embrace the BJJ lifestyle. That means balancing training with healthy eating, proper sleep, and building supportive relationships at your academy. Stop comparing yourself to others. Focus on your blueprint, be consistent, and work on these pillars. If you do that, you won't just survive as a blue belt. You will thrive. You will transform from a target into a threat and become unstoppable.